Good morning, everyone. So I have finally figured out how to do a live video on YouTube, and I hope I am holding the camera correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. I should have researched this before I started to do this. So I am in the back gardens, and I went in and was watering and feeding the chickens this morning. And I decided to go and pull out this bunch of pumpkins that had taken over these raised beds over here. And I wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm doing, because I know we always think of spring as the time to plant, but really fall is my favorite time to plant, and I'll tell you why. Things that you plant in the fall require much less care. The things that survive the winter that you are planning for next spring, if they've survived your winter, they are already rooted down into your soil, and you're going to just have a good chance. Whereas in the spring, anything that you plant, you really have to stay on top of to make sure that it gets the proper amount of water. So I wanted to show you just a few things. First of all, a friend of mine brought me some lettuce. She brought me 3 bunches, and look, one of the bunches actually started. So I just took the root, planted in there, and I think I'm gonna have some lettuce, and this was so good on the sandwiches. It was just perfect. So in this bed, I had tomato and basil, so I pulled everything out. This is a bed that I previously had, well, I'd also grown carrots for the bunnies, but I do have sand in here, so the soil is a little bit more loose. Now, the height in all of these beds back here is not correct. However, it's enough to grow what I'm trying to grow here. When this is done, I'll bring in compost and fill these completely up and then let them sit over winter. So I planted carrots in here. This bed over here, I planted radishes. And what I did, and look how good and rich the soil is. See how dark that is? That's exactly what you're looking for, and this will be fine to grow radishes in. So I will come out here twice a day and make sure that I keep these radishes watered in good so that they will germinate. Over here, this probably does not have, I'm going to say it may have 5 inches of soil, but it's just perfect for lettuce. So I threw some lettuce seeds in there. I've done watered it. One of the things that I couldn't check on, and this is a mess back here, this is what I've been working in this morning, but I had planted 3 pawpaw trees back here, and then the pumpkins had just completely taken them over. All 3 look great. They are doing just fine. There's another one right there. So my pawpaw trees, even though they had absolutely no attention this summer, they have survived just fine back there. This is some dill and sage, and I'll just continue to water this. I am going to hang up some sage and dry it. I'll show that to you just in a minute. But things like your sage, anything that's woody, you don't cut back this time of year. You wait until late winter to cut back. So this is what I got out of these beds back here. It was absolutely just covered. I did find 3 more little pumpkins, and when I pulled out the basil, the very bottom that had the roots, I went ahead and potted these. So this will continue to produce basil for the rest of this year, and then let me show you what I'm doing over here. So this is what I pulled. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and sit down, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut every one of these off right here, and I will stick every one of these in water, and then they will root in no time at all, and I will sew those up in some pots and keep these for the winter time, and I will have plenty of basil to share with my friends. I also wanted to show you, remember the glads that I bought? I think I shared it with you all at a reduced price. I went ahead and planted these, and I want you to know they are blooming. Now, don't look at the weeds. This is a part I hadn't got to, but I just want these corms were very small. They weren't big corms. So I really just put them in the ground to get them to grow a little bit. But look, they are actually going to bloom. I'll come out later and stake these, but I was so tickled about that. Got some more flowers that I planted. I guess I planted these maybe about a month ago, but as you can see, we have our second set of zinnias for a cutting garden. And we'll walk around up here. Look at the chives. Aren't the chives so pretty? I'm going to dig these out of this iris bed and take these to the farm, but I think chives, when they go to seed, are just so pretty. Look how pretty those are. There's another bunch. This is my pawpaw trees that I'm taking to the farm. Look how good those look. Those are doing great. And this is the river birch. Those are getting really up there. And this is a little bellflower, and the reason I'm so happy about this, the groundhogs just decimated this year. They have the really pretty little pink bellflowers, and I didn't have any because the groundhogs would come in and eat them. But look, I've put some rabbit poo in there, and they have just rebounded. I'm not sure that I'll get flowers, but at least I know that for next year, I will have a good, healthy stock for my flowers. This is the tansy. I think it has the prettiest seeds. See, I would just take that and put that right in with flowers, and it would be very pretty. And over here, oh, look. We just caught a monarch. I think that's a monarch. I can't see because of the sun, but look at that. Oh, yes, it is. How wonderful. There's a bee on that. But this is another little cutting garden that I did to be able to have zinnias. Aren't those so pretty? But there's something about the fall that just feels so special, and I know this year I am especially going to enjoy the fall. Look at this. I still have tomatoes ripening on the vine, and the miracle is that I haven't had any groundhogs or anything bother these, so I'm so proud of those tomatoes. But this is what I'm doing this morning, and I wanted to just share with you that this is the perfect time to sow new seeds, have a fall garden. Like I told you, I planted carrots, radishes, and lettuce this morning. And you know what I don't eat? My chickens just love. In fact, I took them the pumpkins that were somewhat tender. You can tell they're still eating on those. Some of the basil right there, but they just love all of this. The bunnies have carrots. They're in there eating their carrots. She's got her carrots over there. So everybody gets treats in the garden. But I think everybody's happy in here. So it's just a nice, quiet, peaceful morning in the garden. And I wanted to share it with all of you. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and this is my first time going live, so I'm just excited that I figured it out. I hope it's been enjoyable for you, but I hope everyone has a good Labor Day weekend. Be safe, and we will see you tomorrow where I'm going to be putting together a garden totem. So I'll see you in the morning. Bye-bye.